Like that exit would have been faster, but no, I went past it now. Yeah, I don't see a situation where I would side with House Dumbweno. Ever. Unless it's just for a playthrough to do it for the completionist's sake, but no, personally I don't see how I'd ever side with House Dumbweno.
So Kana, what do folks in Rawatai do for fun? Aside from each other? Do you just gape at every shiny object that comes along? Or is that just what you do when abroad?
Tekoa may be more traditional, but it has its share of festivals. Drink a little wine, find someone to dance with.
Wine and dancing? Oh, guess I had it all wrong. So no shark races and undersea orgies?
No, that's all true.
That's true as well. Undersea orgies. Well, okay. I just with diving gear on.
The Crucible Knights have their ambitions, but the stability of Defiance Bay is foremost in their mind. The Dukes are thinking only of their trading assets, not the long-term health of our partners in the Deerwood. If Defiance Bay falls, all we will have left are overland routes. Not much comfort.
I don't want anything bad to happen to Defiance Bay either. Good. When we tell the Duke, I hope he pleases. I understand that Crucible Knights are attending animancy hearings at the palace.
Indeed. Duke Avar looks to the knights for prudent counsel as well as defense. I suspect our future as a city and a nation will depend in no small part on how we handle this matter.
I need an audience with Duke Avar. I'd like to attend the hearings. And we'll be glad to help you with this. Avar no doubt find your presence persuasive. All we need is all possible support to see that Animancy gives Animancy a fair chance. Indeed, yes, I want to give Animancy a fair chance. There we see Lady Webb again. I can't just go straight there from here. Silly game is silly. I think there's a few things wrong with this game, especially how the AI is handled. Like, fuck me, the vampires. I don't understand them in the slightest. It just seems to be everybody go for fucking endurance when vampires are involved. I mean, you make a front line, you expose the front line first so they only see the front line, and then they ignore the front line to go straight to fucking endurance. And they're not the only ones though. There's other people who ignore my front lines. The fucking barbarians always seem to want to go to my back lines. Regardless, they'll just make a beeline for the back line as soon as the back lines appear. It's just fucking annoying.
Are you staring at my eye patch or my ear stump?
Sorry, I was only thinking. The eyeless face seems to hound my steps. They say he unravels mysteries as well as hides them, but I'm starting to doubt it.
WoW does not unravel, but he helps guide you to the path of learning for yourself. If he gave us answers, the resulting knowledge would be without value.
You never get frustrated? With all these riddles and obtuse prophecies? Just once, I'd like to get a clear answer.
And just once, I'd like to meet a woman who goes into heat at the first whiff of Stelgar urine. But that's not going to happen either.
God. Well, at least he's honest. Yeah, you know he's never going to lie to you, so that's a good thing. The cards that my character has been through quite a few weapon types.
How fares your search?
Well, if I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me everything about Theos. There's things you're not telling me, isn't there?
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything you know.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted.
You're talking about Theos.
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
What didn't last, did it?
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
Okay, I want to discuss the Animans the Humans.
What of them?
The Knights of the Crucible have accepted me into their delegation.
Good. Avar Wolfgren looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke.
With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
Farewell. I hope this isn't a fucking long talky one. Oh, it sounds like it will be. That'll be an entire episode doing just in one fucking Animancy hearing.
And slew the ogre with one blow. What do you think?
Oops, kinda interrupted your talk. Hey, Kana and Ravius seem to have a lot to say to each other. Alright, we'll fast mode them up here. I thought you were chowing your chow stick, boy. Alright, it's in here, isn't it? The upper floor. Hey. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armour, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Domeno. Casual, watching for predators' interest. Still elsewhere are ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for the liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academic robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
In Paladina's words, and the way she looks at her countrymen, you sense both pride and a mild sense of frustration. Paladina's always going to be frustrated about something.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud, and while the experiment failed, his work
was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once the attendees turn their faces towards you, a mismatch of judgment and incredulity. Only the Duke, a well-looking man with a shaggy beard, seems to be unfazed by an interruption. I met a false patient in the Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
This is not the Bale Reach incident. This was a responsible scientist who was manipulated. That's true. I mean, he went completely batshit crazy afterwards, but at that point he was okay. The people who know me around here know me fair in judgment. Cadman Azo should be held innocent. The people. Well, no, we'll go for lower. This is not the Bale Reach incident. This was a responsible scientist who was manipulated. I went on lore checking, so. What Azo did to Graham was not the work of a responsible scientist. Yes, but that was after this incident, Alof.
Horseshit! These Animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens!
I've been to Heritage Hill since quarantine. The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Tier Nonwith. Now Nef.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Really? Well, a resolve check. Come on! Come on! I got an honesty check as well. I got an honesty check of 2 or a resolve check. I could go for either of those. I don't get my honesty checks. I'm going for my honesty check. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Tier now, Nef houses an Glyphin machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead. You think that's the machine's purpose or just a dire side effect? But then why would the Glyphins build such a machine at all?
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Well, I got an intelligence check. I'm going for my intelligence check. Their presence doesn't prove cause. Their testimony. This testimony is not evidence, as a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's Animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge. It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
That's not proof.
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
I can. The crowd begins to mutter, their sound taking a doubtful character. Wyden's legacy is a creation of the Leaden Key. Cadman Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this, they want animancy to fall. The dull muttering expands in a din of scepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Erg Landfaf, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls near the towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess the plot. They are stealing the souls of unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
Please, I want to help the Deerwood. You want to see Crazy make one more smart comment just like that. Birth invalids until your womb dries for our care. You're shaming your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from the Knights of Crucible. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope at least a brothel. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel unlocked. If as the Duke says, no Fury has more proof than any other, what harm is in hearing one more? Your quips cannot change the truth. If the Duke, I'm going for this one. It seems to be, I'm referencing the Duke at this point. So she can't really backtalk me in that way, so that gives me a chance to speak. These all just seem petty, smart comments. If as the Duke says, I know Fury has more proof than any other, what harm is in hearing one more?
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Okay, what's more likely, the gods are destroying the Deerwood for science practice in many parts of the world, or a group of people hates animancy and wants it suppressed? The Leaden Key is very real. There are foreigners from Medea and Ceres who hate Deerwood and want to see us suffer. No, because they're not. That's actually a lie. They're not foreigners from Medea or Ceres. They're fucking from the Ring Griffins. Let's say a lord is cuckolded by his wife. If he tells her to stop, she'll only want her lover more. But if he spreads a rumour that her lover has just visited a brothel and acquired a pox in his loins, she'll end it on her own. We all want the same thing. We want Wyvern's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this. Or honesty. I'm going for my honesty check, because I've got an honesty check. If you know anything about me, you know this. I've been called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended.
That's my living land's background, I suppose.
But these hearings are about more than Wydwin's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
I would allow Animancy to continue to work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Animancy should be studied in Deerwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they'll wield great power over you. That sign seems sort of like blackmailing them. You're going to do it or else you're going to die. The Animancers of Deerwood would have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. Animancy is I'm not completely confident that Animancy doesn't have something to do with Wyvern's legacy. Animancy too dangerous? No. I will allow Animancy to continue to work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Yeah, on a lead, or I'm going for 3 or 1. But these seem like extremes. 1 and 5 seems like extreme versions of yes or no, and 3 seems to be the middle ground. And these just seem to be Boolean answers 2 and 4. I would allow the work to continue. The explore questions we all wish to understand. If we had known more, perhaps because this crisis could have been averted. But I also think they should be restricted and controlled. Because under controlled, they are, in my point of view, they should be restricted and controlled. But from the point of view of what this hearing and these questions are about, this is yes, middle ground, or no. So, yeah, I would allow Animasters to continue the work. The explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Her face still pales and looks in your way and subtly nods in approval. Animasters serve their own missions, their own purposes, and their own purses. Giving them power is like setting a child loose in an armory.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see. The time has come to choose a direction for the Dyrwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Dyrwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Not this fast. I can't just jump down and get him. Can't just scream it's Phaos. Stop.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
Come on, Phaos, let's see you.
Another time. I am already late.
Pharaoh! The words "shall I end it for you" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to your knee and watch as Phaos hurries out the building. The world dims around you. The screams and clashing of weapons fade into silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Phaos stands at the pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved in stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax. Black and red and seeping, the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruin. Yet, for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open and her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady and unbroken.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He notes a two-deed attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Dominion of the Sleepers. You open your eyes to the beam ceiling of the Grand Palace's entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal wafting the outside alongside the cries that injured as you stagger your feet. Phaos is gone. Mugwai, you need to get moving. Aravius hovers next to you, his head scanning about with nervous energy while he pulls on your clothing. Come on, no sense in standing around. Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail. You have to look, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly distracted at you, but the but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please find her. Tell her everything. No, hang on. This chest that nobody's ever been steal from before. I don't give a fuck about the riots. We are breaking through the riots. Oh, hang on, no we're not. We're going to pause as soon as we get out and end the episode. Fucking hell, mate. You didn't took up the rest of the fucking episode. Right,